A shocking betrayal has sent shockwaves through the Roloff family, and fans can't believe it. Caryn Chandler has reportedly sold her $3 million half of Roloff Farms without Matt Roloff's consent. And now, Amy Roloff is taking Matt to court in a legal twist no one saw coming. Brief recap of Roloff Farms history. Roloff Farms has always been more than just acres of land in Oregon. It's the heart of little people, big world, and the backdrop of countless family milestones and battles. When Matt and Amy divorced in 2016, the farm was split, both financially and emotionally. Over the years, negotiations, buyouts, and failed family deals kept the drama simmering. What once symbolized unity has now become a lightning rod for division. Setting the stakes. This isn't just about real estate, it's about legacy. For fans, Roloff Farms represents nearly 2 decades of memories, from pumpkin season joy to tense family showdowns. For the Roloffs, it's a multi-million-dollar asset, a home, and a piece of history that can't be replaced. The stakes are sky-high, millions of dollars are on the table, and the emotional toll is even higher. Tease of brewing tension. For months, whispers of strain between Matt and Caryn have been circulating, rumors of clashing visions for the farm, disagreements over finances, and frustration behind closed doors. Now, with Caryn's shocking sale and Amy's lawsuit, those private tensions are exploding into public view. And if sources are right, this is only the beginning of an ugly, high-stakes battle. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Rumors started swirling weeks before the official announcement. Whispers in online fan groups, cryptic comments on Instagram, and even a few blurry photos of unfamiliar vehicles pulling into a side gate of Roloff Farms. At first, many fans brushed it off as yet another round of social media gossip. After all, the Roloff name has been connected to the farm for decades, and Caryn Chandler has been publicly tied to Matt since long before their engagement. The idea that she would sell her stake, and to someone outside the immediate family, seemed unthinkable. But the chatter intensified when a leaked property filing began circulating online. Sharp-eyed fans spotted Caryn's name listed in a recorded deed transfer, and the figure attached to it was staggering: $3 million. Within hours, fan forums exploded with questions. Was it real? Who was the buyer? Why hadn't Matt said anything? The confirmation came not from Caryn herself, but from a local business journal that picked up the story after spotting the official county records. Yes, Caryn had sold her share of Roloff Farms. And no, it wasn't to Matt, nor to any of his children. Instead, early speculation pointed toward 2 possible buyers: a private investor group with ties to Oregon's wine industry, or, in a more dramatic twist, a distant Roloff relative who had previously clashed with Matt over property rights years ago. To understand the magnitude of this, we have to rewind the clock. Caryn acquired her share of the farm indirectly, not as an original family inheritance. After Amy Roloff sold a large portion of her stake to Matt during their divorce, Caryn reportedly invested in part of the property through a private arrangement with Matt, effectively making her co-owner of certain parcels. Over the years, that ownership gave her a say in key business decisions, from the pumpkin season events to long-term development plans. The $3 million figure quickly became a point of controversy. Some fans argued it was undervalued, pointing out that Roloff Farms has been appraised for far more, especially given its tourism revenue and television exposure. Others thought the price was inflated, believing that Caryn's share didn't justify such a sum unless the buyer had bigger plans, like turning the property into a luxury resort or subdividing it for high-end housing. The most shocking detail? According to sources close to production, Matt didn't find out from Caryn directly. Instead, he allegedly learned about the sale from a media contact who called him for comment on the breaking news. If true, that means Caryn skipped not only a personal conversation but also any formal sit-down negotiation with Matt before finalizing the deal. Fan reactions have been predictably divided. Some praise Caryn for making a bold move and securing her financial future without being tied to ongoing family drama. Others accuse her of betrayal, not just to Matt, but to the legacy of Roloff Farms itself. On Reddit, one fan wrote, "She knew how much that farm meant to him. This wasn't just a sale, it was a message. By the time the news hit national entertainment outlets, the damage was done. The Roloff family was once again at the center of a public storm, and this time, it wasn't just about reality TV drama. It was about land, money, and loyalty. Matt's initial reaction. When the news of Caryn's $3 million farm share sale broke, sources close to Matt claim he was caught completely off guard. For years, he had spoken publicly about trust being the foundation of his personal and professional relationships, especially when it came to the farm. Caryn, who had been by his side through countless projects, was someone he believed shared his vision for the property's future. Now, that trust appears shattered. According to insiders, Matt learned about the sale through whispers in the media before Caryn even confirmed it directly to him. The sheer shock reportedly left him silent for hours, trying to process how something so monumental could happen without his knowledge or consent. Disruption to long-term plans. For Matt, Roloff Farms has never just been a piece of land. It's been the legacy he hoped to pass on, ideally to his children or, at the very least, keep in the family's sphere of influence. In numerous interviews, he's described blueprints and expansion plans that extended years into the future. Caryn's sudden decision to sell her stake to a third party throws a wrench into those dreams. The identity of the buyer remains shrouded in mystery, but rumors suggest it could be an outside investor with no ties to the Roloff family, something Matt has always feared. Losing control over half of the property he's spent decades nurturing is not just a business setback, it's a personal heartbreak. The feeling of betrayal. Insiders say Matt feels not just blindsided, but genuinely stabbed in the back. This wasn't simply a real estate transaction, it was the breaking of a bond. For years, fans had watched Matt and Caryn work side by side on the farm, presenting themselves as a united front in both business and life. To see that partnership crumble behind closed doors, and in such a public way, has reportedly left Matt feeling isolated. Friends have described him as withdrawn in recent days, skipping usual social outings and spending more time alone in his farmhouse office, reviewing legal options. The word betrayal has been used by more than one person in his circle, considering selling his remaining share. Perhaps the most shocking rumor to surface in the wake of this news is that Matt is allegedly considering selling his own remaining portion of Roloff Farms. For someone who has poured nearly his entire adult life into cultivating this land, that's almost unthinkable. But sources suggest he's feeling cornered. If the other half of the farm is now in the hands of someone he doesn't trust, continuing operations might feel like a losing battle. The possibility of Matt cashing out entirely has stirred panic among longtime fans who see this as the potential end of an era. Family fallout and public backlash. If this wasn't enough, the situation threatens to widen existing rifts in the Roloff family. Zach and Jeremy, both of whom have had tense negotiations with Matt about buying into the farm in the past, may now feel even more alienated. Some speculate this could reignite old resentments about who is shut out of the farm's future. Meanwhile, the online reaction has been fierce. Hashtags like Justice for Matt and By Caryn have begun trending on social media, with thousands of fans voicing their anger at what they see as a betrayal of both Matt and the show's legacy. The sentiment is clear. This isn't just a business deal, it's a breaking point in the Roloff family saga. Amy Roloff's latest move has sent shockwaves through both the Roloff family and the Little People, Big World fan community. She has officially filed a lawsuit against her ex-husband, Matt Roloff. While on the surface it may look like just another post-divorce dispute, the legal documents reportedly paint a far more complicated and deeply personal picture. According to sources close to the case, Amy's filing centers around claims of contractual breach, accusations that Matt misused shared assets, and unresolved financial agreements that stem all the way back to their 2016 divorce settlement. The alleged contractual breach could be tied to property rights, particularly around Roloff Farms, a property that has been at the center of almost every major family conflict in recent years. Fans may recall that during their divorce, Matt and Amy agreed to specific terms regarding ownership, maintenance responsibilities, and the possible sale of certain portions of the farm. Amy now claims those agreements have not been honored, with her camp suggesting Matt engaged in unauthorized financial maneuvers that undermined her stake and, by extension, her legacy. This isn't a brand new feud. Since their divorce, Amy and Matt have had a long, simmering tension that often played out in subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, ways on LPBW. Disagreements over who could use the farm for events, decisions about selling parcels of land, and the inclusion of Matt's now-fiancée Caryn Chandler in farm business decisions have all been flashpoints. But many are speculating that Caryn's recent $3 million sale of her half-share of the farm without Matt's foreknowledge may have been the breaking point for Amy. Sources say Amy saw this move as a major destabilization of the farm's ownership structure, and possibly a signal that her own agreements could be disregarded next. From Amy's side, the message is clear. In a statement believed to be from her legal team, she frames the lawsuit as a necessary step in protecting her share and the Roloff family legacy, stressing that her stake is not just a financial asset, but an emotional and historical one. She reportedly wants to ensure that decisions about the property remain consistent with the spirit of what she and Matt once agreed upon, something she believes is now in jeopardy. If the case proceeds, the potential legal outcomes are significant. A judge could order a forced buyout, where one party must purchase the other's stake at a court-determined price. There's also the possibility of redividing property rights in a way that changes control over key parcels of Roloff Farms. Alternatively, this could end in a public settlement, which, while keeping some details confidential, would almost certainly feed into the ongoing family narrative, a storyline LPBW producers would be eager to integrate into future episodes. And that's where the entertainment angle comes in. TLC has never shied away from documenting the Roloffs' personal and business disputes. If Amy and Matt's legal drama becomes a central storyline, it could pull viewers deeper into the ongoing saga of the farm, complete with behind-the-scenes looks at mediation sessions, heated family discussions, and the emotional fallout for their children. For longtime fans, this wouldn't just be reality TV. It would be history in the making, as the fate of Roloff Farms hangs in the balance once again. If you want, I can now extend this into a more dramatic, dialogue-driven retelling, so it feels like a scene straight out of LPBW. That could really make this 15-minute section pop. Would you like me to do that? Behind the glossy scenes of Little People, Big World, there's a long history of Roloff family disputes that never quite went away. They just went quiet for a while. The original farm buyout disagreements, which many fans remember from past seasons, are now echoing louder than ever. Back then, Matt and Amy's divorce settlement split Roloff Farms in a way that was supposed to bring peace. In reality, it planted the seeds for years of subtle power struggles over ownership, control, and legacy. Caryn's sudden decision to sell her $3 million share might not just be a business choice. It could be the result of years of lingering resentment and unresolved conflict. Some sources suggest that private arguments over farm management, profit distribution, and even holiday traditions have been simmering in the background. And when you add the tension between Caryn and Amy, the picture becomes even more complicated. The two women have never been close, and with Amy now suing Matt, the lines between personal grievances and financial strategy are blurrier than ever. The move has fans deeply divided. On one side, there are those who believe Caryn had every right to cash out, claiming it was her share to sell, and that business should come before sentiment. On the other side are those who feel this sale could mark the beginning of the end for Roloff Farms as the audience has known it for nearly 2 decades. Social media comment sections are flooded with emotional pleas for the family to work it out and keep the farm in Roloff hands, but just as many voices say it's time to let go and move on. As rumors swirl about the buyer, whether it's a private investor, a rival farming family, or even a corporate developer, the question looms large. Will Roloff Farms remain in the family at all? If Caryn's sale sparks further disputes or pressures Matt to sell his remaining portion, this could be the chapter where the farm story turns from a family legacy into just another piece of real estate on the market. For longtime fans, the possibility is heartbreaking. For the Roloffs, it might be the unavoidable result of years of unresolved wounds. In the span of just a few short weeks, Roloff Farms has gone from being the symbol of family unity and hard work to the epicenter of controversy, betrayal, and legal warfare. Caryn Chandler's shocking $3 million sale of her share, allegedly without Matt's direct consent, has sent shockwaves through both the family and the fan community. For Matt, it's not just about the money or the land. It's about trust, legacy, and the dream he spent decades building, now suddenly in the hands of someone else.